dear Pi pioneers. I am Nicholas Kokalis, the other co-founder of Pi Network. Many people call me Nicholas or Dr. Kokalis. To be honest, I'm not used to speaking in the spotlight, and I'm not very good at wrapping things up with fancy language. Chen Diaofan is much better at expressing himself. He has a PhD in social psychology and is great at communicating with people. As for me, I'm just a computer science PhD from Stanford. I prefer staying in the lab, typing code, drawing architecture diagrams, and thinking about consensus algorithms and distributed systems. Expressing myself isn't my strong suit, so if I stumble a bit or jump around in logic, please bear with me. Today, I just want to chat with you about the origins of Pi Network's technology, in the most straightforward way, explaining how it gradually took shape in my mind and became what it is today. I'm actually not interested in wealth. Really never have been. When I was doing my PhD, many people around me went to Wall Street or big companies after graduation, chasing options, stocks, and bonuses. But I felt those things were far away from me. The only thing I'm interested in is technology itself, especially how to use technology to make the world fairer and more inclusive. When blockchain emerged, I was immediately drawn to it not because of Bitcoin's price, but because it was the first time humans could reach consensus without needing to trust a third party. It was beautiful, like a pure miracle of mathematics and computer science. But soon I discovered a big problem with existing blockchains. The barrier to entry was too high. Mining Bitcoin requires expensive machines and massive electricity. Mining Ethereum also needs professional equipment and knowledge. Ordinary people, especially those in developing countries, simply couldn't get in blockchain claims to be decentralized. But in reality, POware is increasingly concentrated in the hands of a few with resources. This completely conflicted with my belief that technology should serve everyone. In 2017 and 2018, while I was teaching at Stanford, I started seriously thinking about this issue. At that time, I was teaching a course on decentralized applications, with mostly undergraduate and graduate students. I often asked them in class, can we design a blockchain that anyone can participate in using just their phone? No need to burn electricity, no need to buy hardware, just use the smartphones everyone already has. The students discussed it passionately, but most thought it was almost impossible. The phone's computing POware is too weak, the battery is too precious, and users are too dispersed. How could reliable consensus be formed? I became more and more obsessed. I started assigning homework after class, asking students to think about low POware consensus mechanisms, social trust for attack prevention, and mobile node synchronization. One day, a student mentioned the Stellar Consensus Protocol SCP in their homework, saying it was much more POware efficient than POW. My eyes lit up immediately. That night I barely slept. I went through all the related papers, and in my mind I started outlining a variant. Could we modify SCP to make it even lighter and more suitable for phones? To validate this idea, I did something that now seems a bit crazy. I launched an email-based crowdsourced course. I sent emails through Stanford's campus mailing list and some blockchain communities, inviting anyone interested, not limited to Stanford students, not even limited to the US, to join a distributed systems experimental class. It was completely free. They just needed to reply to emails weekly, to discuss problems, and submit small assignments. I sent out the course outline, reading materials, and thinking questions via email, and everyone exchanged ideas in replies. The number of sign-ups far exceeded my expectation. There were Stanford students, but also from Berkeley, MIT, and developers from India, Nigeria, Brazil, even some high school students. The mailing list quickly grew to over 500 people. We discussed one topic each week. The first week was why existing blockchains are not inclusive. The second week, challenges of phones as nodes. The third week, how trust networks prevent Sybil attacks. Everyone debated fiercely in the emails, proposing various solutions. Some suggested device fingerprints, some behavioral analysis, some social graphs. It was through this crowdsourced course that I gradually refined the core ideas of P. The security circle mechanism was inspired by a Nigerian student's email mentioning, "Real social relationships are the most reliable anti-fake measure. The details of low PO-ware consensus were hammered out through repeated discussions in email threads." Even the gradual node strategy came from someone's warning in an email that suddenly fully opening would trigger regulatory and security disasters. To be honest, during that time, I was almost possessed. During the day, teaching at Stanford and grading homework at night, replying to hundreds of emails and organizing everyone's ideas, waking up in the middle of the night to jot down notes. I wasn't doing it to create a money-making project. I just thought the problem was too interesting and too worth solving. If we could let a farmer in an African village, a university student in Southeast Asia, a small shop owner in South America all participate equally in the global digital economy, how cool would that be? This wasn't business. It was a technological ideal. Later, I met Chongdiao Fan. We hit it off immediately. He understands human nature and communities better. I understand underlying protocols better. Together, we turned this crazy idea that grew out of the email crowdsourced course into Pi Network on March 14, 2019. Pi Day, we released the first version. We named it Pi because, like the mathematical constant, it is simple, ubiquitous, and something everyone can remember. The core technology of Pi isn't overly fancy. It is built on a few very simple but solid ideas. First, mobile-first consensus. We designed a variant of the Stellar Consensus Protocols, CP, extremely low PO-ware consumption, suitable for phones. Phones don't need to constantly hash. They just do a little lightweight verification when logging in daily. Second, social trust for attack prevention. The security circle mechanism isn't for pulling heads. It is to build a Weber trust network with real social relationships to resist fake accounts. Third, gradual decentralization. We didn't pursue fully open nodes from the start. Instead, we first let reliable pioneers run nodes, gradually expanding to ensure safety and compliance. These designs aren't for showing off skills. It is because I believe technology only has meaning when it is truly used by billions. If it is too complex or resource intensive, it goes against the original intent. Many people ask me why Pi develops so slowly. Why not list on exchanges earlier or open sooner? Honestly, I don't care much about price or short-term hype. I only care if the technology is solid and if it can really serve ordinary people. We've spent many years polishing KYC, optimizing nodes, and improving compliance because I know that if the foundation isn't strong, the consequences would be severe. I'd rather go slower than see the project hurt those who trust us because of haste. I'm not a good speaker, nor am I good at marketing. I don't even use social media much. I can only write code, draw architectures, derive formulas, but I'm very lucky to have met you, all tens of millions of pioneers willing to persist together. You open the app every day to mine, not for getting rich quick, but because you believe in a fairer digital future. This touches me deeply and gives me more motivation to keep researching technology. The origin of Pi Network's technology is just that simple. A nerd obsessed with distributed systems in Stanford classes and an email crowdsourced course who saw the beautiful potential of blockchain, but also its lack of inclusivity. So he discussed for months via email with a group of strangers from around the world and finally turned the ideas into reality. Thank you for listening to me ramble for so long. I'm not good at expressing myself, but I hope you can feel my sincerity. Let's keep moving forward, step by step, making the technology solid, so Pi truly becomes a digital currency belonging to every ordinary person. That is it. Thank you, everyone.